And we are back. It's the post-game show. Most games are over, but one game that is not over is the Central Bobcats. James, they are taking on the Colleen Shoemaker. It's close right now. Why don't we go ahead and prep them for what we're about to see?
All right, let's talk about right now, there's less than 3 minutes left in the game. Central is down by 6 points. It's 30-24.
Let's roll this
and let's roll it. All right, here we go. Shoemaker's lining up. Well, here we go. He's running a short comeback, makes the guy miss, and runs it 40 yards in for a touchdown. Heartbreaking. There's still time left. They can still score. We're getting videos right now. Here's the next one.
Here's the kickoff. Central's got the football. They're going to get it all the way to about the 25, maybe the 30-yard line. This is going to lead them for a very big drive right here. It's less than 3 minutes. It's do or die. It's a tie ball game. 2:32. Wayne, take it.
All right. Our next play, Tyler Hill drops back, throws across the middle. That looks like Jacob English took it for about 15 yards, I'd say, 10, 15 yards.
All right, next play. Another spread offense here. Double. Run it back to the left side.
Just throws it.
Couldn't make it off. 2
Throws it
minutes
up.
running.
All right, here we go. Central's lining back up. They're on about the 44-yard line. Takes the snap. Tyler Hill's going to run it. He's that dual threat quarterback.
Makes one miss, makes
another miss. Gets out of bounds. Smart, getting out of bounds. Stops the clock. Lines back up.
All right, here we go. Explosive play right here. Gonna run it to the left. It's a Tyler Hill keep this. A classic freaking play by the Bobcats. The Bobcats always run that.
All right, we're at about the 30-yard line almost.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Stay tuned because this drive is still moving and we got plays coming up.
All right, our next play.
Keep running.
We got
I don't think we got anything yet.
Nothing yet. All right. Oh, we got something. Let me see if I can get this up.
Just unless it's on the screen, let's just keep it.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Central's only down 6 points, and they're driving right now. All right, that's the big play right there. All right, here we go. Central's back. All right. Central called a timeout after 2 bad plays, and Tyler Hill got sacked. Now it's 3rd and 25. That's not the best.
How much time do we think's left in that game?
I bet there's less than a minute.
All right, less than a minute left, guys, in this Central high school football game.
Right.
It's close. It's getting down to it. We've seen Tyler Hill make some big plays. We've seen Jacob English make some huge plays. We'll see if they can hang on to it. James,
all right.
What do you think? Do you think that they have a chance to get this thing through?
As long as there's time on the clock, you got a chance. You got a chance. So they had to delay a game. Now it's 4th and 30. And is it 30-24 or 30? We're getting 2 different scores here.
Yeah, we're getting some mixed numbers from our guys on the stands. This is how close of a game it is right now. It's getting hard to figure this thing out, but don't worry. We're going to stay with it.
Okay, it is 31-24.
Who's winning this?
Right now, Shoemaker.
Yeah, Shoemaker's still up 31-24.
Right now, Shoemaker's still up.
We will see how this game is. Remember, it was 3rd and 25 after a long sack. After that huge run by Tyler Hill, they somehow got behind the chains and it ended in a 3rd and 25 for the Bobcats.
The Bobcats have to score a touchdown here. There's less than a minute left. You got to start taking shots. I don't know how many timeouts they have left.
We may be looking close to the end of this thing.
Yeah, this is the nitty-gritty right here.
Maybe
this is what makes high school football great.
Yeah, this is what we're either going to see a little overtime or the Central Bobcats are going to start out 0-1. Y'all stay tuned and we'll finish that game up for you here in a second. But in the meantime, let's get into some other games that we have. Let's start with Midland Legacy. How about that, James? Talk to me about the matchup that we had tonight.
All right, Midland Legacy was playing Amarillo High. Marcus Davila is their quarterback. He went off. There was 21-7 at one point at halftime.
Right, yeah, and we showed y'all a little bit at the beginning. Let's go ahead and bring that tape up. So of course it started with this punt that was a bad snap that they ended up taking advantage of against that Midland League Rebels special teams. But from then on, it was just the Midland Rebels. I mean, the pass game was rolling. James, you talked about this quarterback during the pregame show. Let us know about it.
Man, he's a big kid. He's like 6'3". He's a big kid. And I think he's a junior this year. I think he's a sophomore last year. So he puts up good yards, puts up big numbers. And I think he was more of an athlete. But now I guess he's taking over the quarterback role there. And they're winning.
Yeah, so not only are they winning, they already won the game. Our guy on the ground, he told us, Isaiah Garza, he went ahead and told us that the second strings are in, so this game is just about good to wrap it up.
Oh yeah, this is it. This is the Midland Legacy we saw last year.
Yeah, here he is. So this is just another one of their many guys right here. Look at that breakout touchdown. They're hyped too. This is not just an everyday game for them. This is for real.
All right, we're getting some updates from Joe Hyde there in Colleen Shoemaker. It's a minute and 13 left.
Oh no!
And it's
the final thing that we will show y'all.
Oh goodness gracious! We got it up.
Yes, sir. Here it is,
all right.
Right here. The one thing you do not want to see if you're a Central Bobcat fan, and that would be the dreaded knee from Colleen Shoemaker as Central Bobcats go down.
Yeah. When the other school's doing the victory formation, it's never a fun time.
No, the victory formation's the worst, but. You know, it is what it is. Hopefully the Bobcats can come back and figure this thing out. In the meantime, we'll try to get Ryan Chadwick on a Zoom call to figure out everything that's going on down there and get his thoughts. But before that, James, do we want to go ahead and get into what everybody's been asking about, the game that has been the most, heartbreaking for some and enriching for others? That's the Christoval Cougars versus the El Dorado Eagles.
Right.
It's for a district championship.
Calm
Tonight
down.
it was for pride.
Calm down, Matt. Calm down.
Who won?
El Dorado won at 7-0. There's Christoval just took a beating out there. I don't know what happened. I guess El Dorado came in with a new.
Doesn't know what happened, but
El Dorado came in with a new coach, and
yeah.
Let's go ahead and.
There's no better sweet words than just the video to show you how the game went. Let's check it out.
All right, here we go.
So nice. Look, everyone's showing up to Christoval. This is a rivalry game. Everyone wants the Cougars to win because it's the Battle of 277, baby. Usually it's for a district championship, but tonight it's for just pride.
All right, here we go. El Dorado is going to end up taking the opening kick. Now they're going to get it back. There we go. Here's the first play. Little speed option. Runs, makes a couple guys miss, slips up, and gets them. And then all of a sudden, laundry.
All right. Another little speed option right
Another
there
option
to
play.
the left.
It's about 5 yards there. I think this was 11:45 in the start of the second quarter. Cougars ran out to the far side for a pretty good gain.
Yeah, that's a good breakout right there.
It's not
They've been
bad.
looking
Here
for
we go.
that for their quarterback all year.
Eagle quarterback drops back,
the lefty,
launches it, and
that pass and interference.
There's a pass interference call.
All right,
here we go. Quarterback launches it down the field, and the receiver goes up and gets it.
Is that it?
I think
that's going to set him up probably.
That pretty much sums up who's stepping up for the Eagles' skill positions. Catcher Joyner gets stuffed in the backfield. Christoval ball still. Quarterback takes the snap. Short, quick pass out to number 3, Caden Carpenter.
He makes one miss.
Cuts upfield. Gets a pretty good gain there. All right, and this is third quarter kickoff.
Oh, the
to Caden Carpenter.
On the grass.
Caden Carpenter's gonna slip out, get upfield to is it at the 30. Next Christoval play, Lohman takes a sack.
Oh no, that's a big one right there for the Eagles. Now they
there
got the football. What are we gonna do with it? The long ball. Let's see. Does it work? Oh!
But more laundry comes in.
Oh man!
Right, here you go. Guy goes in motion, and there's a fumble on the play. Just fall on it, my guy. Just fall on it.
That's all right. The Eagles picked it up, keeping it. But next drive, here's the Christoval Cougars, and almost an interception. These guys
just too far behind him
all night, James. What do you think? What are you thinking? How's your heart?
I'm fine. I think El Dorado came in and they had a mission. and they had a new coach who brought in a new type of offense they hadn't seen before. And when you don't have any film on somebody, it's kind of hard to game plan. But you didn't score any points. Like, this wasn't on the El Dorado offense. This was on how good their defense was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if you're running into stacked boxes or whatever it was, you've got to change up your game plan some to account for it.
All right, well, I think, these kids out there, you may have a new coach. You may have if you had a whole new staff, you could have a whole new high school go right into El Dorado. But I promise you that those kids from Schleicher County know exactly who every single one of those Christoval Cougars are, know exactly how they play, know exactly how every single little piece of that offense and defense works on the other side, because that's the kind of, rivalry that these guys have. They usually are playing for a district championship. They couldn't do that tonight. But they still did what they needed to do. They stepped up. They were the El Dorado Eagles, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and say they're probably going to win their district. They're probably going to make this long run. This is a really good team in small school 2A, whooping up on a team from big school 2A. So small school win out. That's how it goes tonight.
I was talking to a parent before the game who was at the Christoval game, and they're saying, the secondary is pretty much brand new. The linebackers are pretty much new. They lost a lot to graduation. But so did El Dorado. El Dorado lost their star quarterback. El Dorado lost their star receiver. El Dorado lost their running back. Mm-hmm. I know. I don't think she's trying to make an excuse for it. I think you guys just aren't gelling well yet. And it's the first game of the season.
It's week 1.
It's the first game of the season. Take your beating.
I'm trying to get my camera.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, that was me
Yeah,
distracted.
all right. Take your beating. Go watch film. Learn from it. And next week is a new week. Everyone's 0-0 next week.
Except for the El Dorado Eagles, who are 1-0. Another team that is 1-0. Also, who else? I didn't expect it. You didn't expect it. Yantis and a few were the only ones that expected it. This is the Lakeview Chiefs.
Lakeview Chiefs.
1-0, baby. Let's go ahead and check out that footage.
Yeah. Let's get in with our analyst out there.
Yeah, Ernesto Rodriguez with the nice analyst here.
And he got in. There we go. Our tied at 6 with 9 minutes to go. Lamisa's at the 5-yard line, trying to get in here, break the tie. It's not 4th down. Here we go. Draws back the pass, and it's incomplete. And Lakeview has it, the 5-yard.
Oh, got some tunnel action down there.
14-12, 4th down and 5 for the La Mesa Golden Tornadoes. Lakeview's watching for the fake. And he's gonna punt it. Will not be returned. And it is currently gonna be down at the 1-yard line by the Golden Tornadoes.
15-yard line.
It's gonna be it's a first and goal at the 15-yard line right now for La Mesa. La Mesa's trying to take the lead at this point with the score 20-14. Third quarter with 5:43 to go. Here we go. Shotgun. And is he gonna get it? No, he did not. Intercepted by Lakeview. That's a touchback, folks.
15-yard line.
It's going to be a first and goal at the 15-yard line right now for La Mesa. La Mesa's trying to take the lead at this point with the score 20-14. Third quarter with 5:43 to go. Here we go. Shotgun. And is he going to get it? No, he did not. Intercepted by Lakeview. That's a touchback, folks. 1:56 to go. Lakeview got a 1st and 5 as La Mesa was offsides that last play. Even though it's incomplete, doesn't matter. Chiefs trying to go ahead right now. We are still tied 28-28. Hands it off. And he's just going to run inside and take that.
Flag is down.
Go ahead, touchdown with a flag on the play.
All right, the boys from the north side getting a win tonight. How big? That's a big deal for, in San Angelo. So, where are we at, Matt? Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So,
right.
That was, come on, we got to talk. We got to give a little love to the Lakeview Chiefs. Those guys not only won their first game, but they hardly win games sometimes. So you can pick up everyone you can get. But this right here is a good start for the Lakeview Chiefs because this is the year, unlike most years, where they don't automatically make the playoffs. If they don't win games, they don't make the playoffs. So they have to learn how to win games early. This was one of them. James, what do you think is the most important part about winning games early in the season?
And getting your confidence up for one. I know they're not district games, but building your rapport with your team, building your stacking. You got to stack W's just to help your confidence out.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Oh.
I got. Okay, so we got
Okay.
our. Speaking of Lakeview, we got our Lakeview analyst right here, Ernesto Rodriguez, and he's gonna tell y'all exactly what he thought about this game.
Hey everyone, this is Ernesto with San Angelo Live. The Lakeview Chiefs just took out the Lamesa Golden Tornadoes tonight at home. It was a close game in the beginning. Lamesa was up. Game was tied at one point, 28-28, but Lakeview was able to break it open and ended up going up, finishing the win for 44-28. That was thanks to a pick six by Adrian Juarez as he took it down, and Lamesa at that point was pretty much out of the game.
Thank you, Ernesto. We really appreciate that. Great analysts out there. What a great week one that we've had so far with some of our guys. We've gotten stuff from Water Valley. We've gotten stuff from Lakeview. We've gotten stuff from Central. We've gotten stuff from Midland Legacy. And there's all kinds of games. You can only get all this stuff, right here on SanAngeloLive.com, because if you look around, the other media is not doing anything. You may see them at the 10 o'clock news or something, but you can check this out right on your cell phone anytime that you want to, or on your laptop or your tablet or whatever. Just go ahead, log on to SanAngeloLive.com, check out our Facebook, YouTube, and everything for the latest COVER1 news, sports, stats, live highlights, everything. We got you covered. So moving on to our next game, that is the Central Bobcats. I know we kind of already touched on them a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and run that full highlight so everyone can get the full taste of what exactly happened. But James, what did you kind of see that stood out from this Central Bobcat game that maybe caused them to lose it?
Their defense played well. Your offense didn't step up when they needed to. Penalties called back, but you had you can't end up in 3rd and 25 and expect to win many games. There's not many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 25.
That did definitely set them back, as we heard at the end of this game. We had highlights going all the way up to the last play where they got a sack on, it was 3rd and 25, made it 4th and forever. You can't win football games like that. And tonight, the Central Bobcats found out that you can't win football games like that. Colleen Shoemaker did. They did lose last year against the Bobcats, but this year they turned it on them. And you got to always remember that these Shoemaker guys are fast. They're quick. One step in the wrong direction, you're gone. You lose. That's how quick it was. Let's go ahead and check out some of those highlights, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about, James.
All right, here we go. We got Clean Shoemaker. Man moves around the corner. Quarterback takes up the field and gets a pretty good chunk of yards there. Their defense played well. I know we talked about how important it was to stack wins, but when you get beat, you got to take your losses and you got to look at what you did well, and you got to improve on not just on those things, but you got to improve on the things you did bad at. Here's a little screen pass that doesn't really go.
This is going to be the bread and butter of the Central offense. If they can't get the screen game working, this is going to be a big time for them. I promise you that. So there's that nasty right there. Look at that thing is going to drop all the way down there. I think that thing's set on
Eye in the sky view. gets pretty good yardage there. Tries to make a couple guys do something. He ends up jumping back and stepping it.
Cooking, kid, cooking.
Ends up stepping out of bounds, which is a smart move. Save your body. Here comes a pickoff right here. They're not done.
This is a very good game.
Todd Hill changing things up. Doesn't really like what he sees. Takes the snap. That was a nasty block. 6 yards. Run around the outside.
They have got to watch the game because you give it to them in your own territory. They go put something on the board right there. You got to try to see they were playing that that scored enough time. I think we're actually going to be able to see that. And touchdown by the Bobcats. It tied it up right there. Don't forget that last long pass. Shoemaker was able to take this game 30-24. As if that they were going to be able to hold it down. I'll actually find that for you here in a second. James, kind of talk about what that last drive looked like.
Man, your offense was on fire that last drive. You hit Jacob English for a long pass, and then you run it from about the 30-yard line, and things are looking good for Central. But then you get the ball back, and your defense steps up and stands up. But when you let things slip, you lose. And Shoemaker was able to win this football game. And want to know what the season Bobcats would. Yeah, I think the Bobcats are gonna be okay though. We talked about just it's not a district game, but it is an important game. But you just got to go back and look at the film of what you did, what you didn't do. All right.
And so we're about to go to now.
Right.
We're trying to get just let everybody else know. We're trying to get Ryan Chadwick on the phone. It's they're hundreds of miles away, so we're working on it. Just stay with us. We're going to keep going on scores. But before that, let's James kind of prep us about what happened in that Water Valley game that is actually still going on and could possibly set records.
Man, I don't know what happened in that Water Valley game, but I know right now it's 80-19 in the third quarter. And what was it at halftime? 72-12? It was something crazy like that. And Water Valley is one of those teams that moved up to 11-man this past offseason and changed their head coach. Now they're obviously playing well.
Yeah, and you move up to 11-man and you think, okay, how much harder could this be? We've already been making the playoffs and doing these big runs, but dude, that Water Valley team is putting it on them right now. And I was talking to you earlier. What if it's this? What if it's this? You teach these 6-man kids to play to 45 and get there as fast as you possibly can so the game's over. These kids don't have brakes. Maybe they built these kids without brakes. They're just going as hard as they can. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this score hits 100. This ain't a 6-man game. Well, this is real football.
In 6-man, you do go as hard as you can. You try to 45 them, but there's no 45 in 11-man ball. So, and getting out.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. Yeah.
No, Water Valley just played tremendous tonight. They scored every which way they could. They started with a punt return, and then the man just walked into the end zone, made it 16-0 there in the beginning of the game. And we don't know why the game took as long as it did. Oh,
I promise you I know why, because there was 100 points scored in the game. I mean, good
Lord, that was crazy.
No, but for congratulations to Water Valley. I think they really put the rest of the they're not going to be pushed around this year. And I know it was 6-man ball last year, but all that extra experience playing in big games, because those 6-man playoff games are just as big as any other playoff game.
Oh, yeah, and not only that, it's like, we talk about Colleen Shoemaker, like if you miss one time, you're done. No, in 6-man, if you miss one time, you're done.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right,
but whatever Charles Bowles is doing down there, he did right.
Yeah, definitely. So right now we're trying to get Ryan Chadwick on the phone. We also got some words from Isaiah Garza, so stay tuned. We're getting those worked out right now. Until then, James, let me see if I can get some scores lined up for us.
Right.
You can just keep going about that Water Valley game.
Yeah, no, Water Valley played tremendous tonight. Let me pull up it was 2 minutes left. It was 1:45 left in the third. Water Valley had another score, converted 2 points, and made it 80-19. And if I'm Water Valley and I'm trying to build my confidence with my kids, why not push it to try to get 100 points? That'd be tremendous for you. Your first win on the season. And
yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's go ahead and run some scores, James. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, early bangs 34-20 in the fourth quarter. Johnson City over Comfort 30-20. TLCA over Ozona 36.
The TLCA Eagles. That's another win for San Angelo right there.
And wasn't Ozona beating them at one point?
That's right. And you know what? TLCA. That's cool. You mentioned it because TLCA they announced about 2 weeks ago that they're going to be building a new stadium at their campus right on Melrose. So maybe they got some up and ups for their football team. How about it?
Yeah, maybe. All right, here you go. Abilene Wiley over Brownwood 30-24. Comanche over Brady 49-7.
Woo! Man,
they took a beating there.
Game.
All right, there's a weather delay there. All right, Wink over Reagan County 38-7. Wink always has a pretty good team. They've had a pretty good team there for the past couple of years. All right, Water Valley over Abilene TLC 80-19 in the fourth quarter.
Hold it. Yeah.
Hermley over Sands 71-39 final.
Hey,
all
right, hold up.
go.
We're going to wait a second here. Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Chadwick, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let's get these guys on the show.
All right. We good?
Give me a second, Chadwick. I'm pinning you up real quick.
All right, awesome.
All right, so Chadwick, my man, what's up, bro?
Oh, man, heartbreaking loss tonight.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's week 1. We're already 0-1. We beat Shoemaker last year, but what the heck? Not this year? What's going on?
Man, the comeback was on. I'm not going to lie to you. First of all, Matt, this was a much better Colleen Shoemaker than we played last year.
Yeah.
That quarterback can ball. The running backs were athletic. Just how fast they were, like the speed they displayed. It was incredible watching them. Just like even though I wasn't rooting for them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Bobcats figured it out in the second half. They contained them. They stopped them on 2 straight drives on a 4th down attempt. Central had opportunities to get back in the game, and they did. The offense played well. They could run the ball. Tyler Hill started completing longer and longer passes. Jacob English played his heart out.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those. They ran out of time, too little, too late type thing. Couldn't overcome that halftime deficit. Man, what a close game. What a fun game to watch.
Hey, absolutely. It was fun all the way down to the end. We watched it all the way to the end, but maybe we didn't kind of get how the actual ending happened. Kind of talk to me about that last drive. We made it down the field, and then all of a sudden
it's 3rd and 25.
3rd and 25. Kind of talk to us.
Okay.
And tell people what happened.
Yeah. So Tyler Hill had like a 15-yard run that got us to about the 27, right?
Right.
We run one with Brawley for 2 yards, and then 2nd down, Tyler Hill gets sacked on a botched screen pass, for a loss of 15. So now it's 3rd and 25, right?
Gotcha.
And we then get a delay of game that puts us in 3rd and 30 range, right? So we heave up a prayer. It's actually a beautiful ball just out of the reach of Jacob English in the end zone. Is one of those where he was just sprinting too fast, couldn't come down with it type thing.
Yeah.
The ball was there. The catch has to be made in that situation. But at the same time, I've been there. Like when you're full speed like that, like trying to stop your arms at all, like to collect a ball like that, basically like near impossible. So like, it would have been awesome if that's how it would have ended, like that would have been the hero story, right? But it's just not how it went. And then on fourth down, of course, Tyler Hill got it back 17 of that 30 back, but it just wasn't quite enough. So we fell just a bit short.
Okay, enough with the sad parts. Let's bring a little more positive energy. What'd you like from the Bobcats tonight?
Oh, what I liked was how even though their defensive line was undersized, they brawled tonight, right? Like they were not pushed around. They got interior penetration most of the night. If the quarterback wouldn't have been as fast as he was, like we would have had several more tackles for loss in the backfield, So like you can't really compare, those big boys up front to someone as fast as that quarterback was. But they were impressive. I like Tyree Brawley. Like he showed some flashes of what kind of running back he could be. He almost topped 100 yards tonight. Tyler Hill looks like he's progressing his passing game like from a year ago. Like his balls are prettier. They're on time more than not. Like the one interception he had, he was just going for it all. And it's pretty much a 50-50 gamble when you're doing stuff like that. But other than that, the defense looks improved compared to last year if you give them time to rest. After that Bobcat got hurt in the second quarter, it kind of took the wind out of the defense's sails, of course. And so, like, it looked kind of ugly. But, adjustments were made in the second half, held them to 7 points. I thought they played great in the second half. That halftime deficit was just a little too high,
Yeah, absolutely.
How did that running game look for the Bobcats?
It was on and off. You could tell the offensive line is a little bit younger. It's not that same group. We graduated 5 seniors off that offensive line last year. So that's going to be a work in progress. But, like, it's week 1. This is what the preseason's for. Like, we're not district yet. Like, they can have a couple ugly games before it matters. But, like, the important thing is they need to get it together. And when it clicks, like, we were springing those big runs in the second half. Like, what I want to see out of the Bobcats is a consistent running game. Let's get a couple more of those runs in the first and second quarters, right? Let's wear down that defense a little earlier. So, like, when it comes to the second half, we just run all over them.
We saw flashes of how that running game was we saw flashes of Central playing very well, and they just came up short at the end. So
yeah, of course. And you can tell this is a young team. They're going to make some young mistakes. Like half the starters weren't the starters last year. Of course, it's the nature of high school football, even up into the college level. But again, I'll reiterate as many times as I need to. This is what the preseason's for. Like what I want to see next week is growth, right? They're going to take it back to the camp. They're at practice. They're going to practice some of the mistakes that they made tonight, and I want to see growth. I want to see a few less mistakes, a few less missed tackles, a few less arm tackles. That was a big problem tonight. And of course, like with the guys they're going against, juking everywhere. Like I understand why some arm tackles were broken, but like I just want to see growth.
All right, Chadwick, I got one last question before we let you go. Before we started, we saw some pregame shots, and one thing I noticed was it looked like there was more Central Bobcat fans out there than Colleen Shoemaker. What do you think that does for the team when you have all those people that want to travel out there, especially how far as y'all went?
Oh, I mean, that can do nothing but help team morale overall, right? If you feel like your fans think you're good enough to travel and it's not just mom and dad and then like a brother or two, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. A couple of girlfriends that come along, then yeah, it's going to help out, right? You get the crowd involved. Like when the Bobcats made a big play, there was audible noise. So like it's awesome that the crowd traveled. Come on, guys, in San Angelo, come support your Cats. We need it. You know what I mean? Like this is not a bad team. They're going to be pretty good this year. Okay, so come out and support.
All right, that's Ryan Chadwick. Chadwick, thanks for coming on, and we always love to hear from you.
Oh, yeah, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Ryan Chadwick. He is our Bobcat connoisseur, Bobcat expert. He's our football analyst, as we can get it around here. But you can check out his write-up. He did a halftime write-up. It was excellent. You can get everything you really wanted to know inside of that thing. He's also going to put one out here in a little bit about the whole wrap-up. Chadwick, thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, moving on. We have the coach's interview from that play. But first, James, what did you think about what Chadwick said about that?
I think he's totally accurate. There were flashes of Central playing very well. There was a couple big passes that they had that went for good yardage, but when you have kind of a new offensive line out there, it takes a little bit for those guys, because even though you played practice 2 days, even though you had your off season, even though you had your scrimmages, you still have to be. It's different than a game time situation. So you get in these games that are pre-district, and it's important to win them. But when you lose, it's not the end of the world. You can still learn. You got
to be quick to forget them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You need to be quick, but also you need to remember, hey, we got beat. You need to go back and work on what we need to work on.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we heard from the Bobcat expert, but we'll hear from the real Bobcat expert now. It's Coach Crane. Coach Crane, let's hear what you got to say.
Game tonight, the comeback was almost here. I'm super proud of these guys, and I'm sure you are. Tell me a bit about the first half and what adjustments y'all made at halftime.
We got off to a pretty good start, and then we were up 10-7, and then, obviously DeAndre got hurt, and I feel like that really deflated us for the remainder of that first half. And, obviously coming out in the second half, we played a little bit better and just came up a little bit short.
Do we have any kind of update about DeAndre at all?
No, not yet.
Okay, thank you for that, Coach.
In the second half, though, the offense looked like a different animal. Y'all were moving the ball again with fluidity. Tyler Hill was accurate
On his passes, y'all got the run game going. Was there something that you did at halftime, or was that just y'all are executing the game plan?
Yeah, really, nothing different. Just did our job just a little bit better. And that's what it takes. But the kids played hard. It's a good team, man. They're fast and they're big, and they were a lot bigger than us up front, and had some good speed. And so we did some good things, and did some things that we got to watch on film and get better and learn from, and hopefully be better next week.
Coach, what I was most impressed with was the way y'all's D-line played against that front seven that they brought against y'all. The big offensive line, anyway. It seems like towards the mid part to the end of the second half, y'all had figured it out. That quarterback wasn't getting around and breaking those tackles and getting for those big chunks of yardage anymore. Is there anything you can say just about your D-line in general?
Yeah, they played well. A lot of guys saw some action. We rotated a band trying to keep them fresh. Did a good job, and that was a bright spot. Obviously, we just got to continue to improve up there.
Oh, yeah. Next week, taking on Montwood at home. We don't have to go to El Paso this time. Anything y'all looking forward to for next week?
Yeah, we just gotta get back and regroup and watch the film, try to learn from our mistakes, and try to get better next week.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, well, there you have it from Coach Kevin Crane himself. He seemed disappointed, but your team did, get beat. But you did put some good things out there on film, so you're going to go back and watch that, and you're going to learn from it, and you're going to come out next week and try to be 0-0 again.
Exactly. Now that we've kind of wrapped up everything, we got you some analysis, we got you some highlights, we got you some interviews. Let's get to what we all really want to find out, and that's who won and who lost. James, why don't you take it over with the scores?
All right, here we go. Andrews over Canyon Randall, 11-7. That's a weird score.
How do you get 11?
I guess you kick 3 field goals and get a safety.
A touchdown, an extra point, and a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
Oh, you do that too.
All right, moving on. The Dragons.
Early over Bangs, 34-20. All right, you got Johnson City over Comfort, 30-20. You got TLCA 42 over Ozona 36. Abilene Wiley over Brownwood 30-24.
All right, and then moving on, we got Comanche versus Brady, 49-7 as Brady falls in that one. Lubbock who's a Lubbock Escado, Midland Greenwood had a weather delay, but moving on from that, Wink and Reagan County, the Owls lost 38-7. Water Valley, Abilene, TLCA. This one's actually final now. We were worried this game was going to break 100. The score at halftime was 66 to something. I mean, this was a blowout, but the final score of it all is 80-19. Sands and Hermele, 71-39, Hermele.
All right, here we go. Erie County over Buena Vista, 80-60. That's a six-man score right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Lee over Rotan, 67-22. Rising Star over Blanket, 53-18. Moran over Benjamin, 78-6. And Dave Campbell's picked Benjamin to represent division or district
The state
2 in
championship.
state.
Yeah. The state championship. What the heck? They got beat 78-6 first round.
Oh, yeah.
First day.
McCamey over Creighton, that looks like a good game, 28-21. Woodson over Panther Creek, 33-12.
All right, now moving on. Hamlet is Stanford. Stanford's 48-0. Got the goose egg on that one. Roscoe, Colorado City, the Plowboys, 46-20. Got the win. Blackwell versus Aspermont, 34-28. Aspermont. Lorraine and Highland, 48-15. Lorraine. Midland Legacy, Amarillo. We showed you highlights from this. How the quarterback from Midland Legacy, oh man, just tore up the whole entire thing, threw multiple touchdowns himself. And winners, Cross Plains. Cross Plains got the win on that Memorial Night for their fallen brother and player there.
Ryan Hopkins. Yep, that's right. All right. Ira Ann over La Pryor, 29-22. Lakeview over La Mesa, 44-28.
That's right. Lakeview's on the win column.
And let's give a round of applause for our Ernesto Rodriguez.
There we go. Let's get it.
What a great job that guy did for us.
All right, moving on.
All right. Stanton over Grape Creek, 33-8. Sonora over Ballinger, 29-7. Pampa over Big Springs, 27-20.
Was it close one? It was close one the whole time.
All right,
Speaking of close ones,
Coleman over Mason.
Coleman Mason 7-6. Wow.
I'd like to see what happened in that one.
Exactly.
All right, Odessa Permian over Abilene, 17-3. Rankin over Balmorhea, 52-30.
Our Ingram Moore and Stockdale, 42-12. Stockdale. Midland TLCA put it on the Miles Bulldogs, 48-0. Wow. De Leon and Junction, 28-8. Lubbock Trinity Christian and Albany, 19-15. Albany. Trent, Looters of Vaca, 59-18. You know, people are like, Trent is in the Bront district, so we got to make sure we keep a hold of everybody in each district for the Concho Valley teams. Sterling City, put it on Odessa Compass. This is the first game that Sterling City's playing in 11-man, 68-0. They get the win. Christoval, El Dorado. James, I'll let you say it.
El Dorado 7, Christoval 0.
All right.
Garden City over Valley, 30-26. And no score there. Borden County over Kingdom Prep Academy, 42-38. Santa Ana over Very Best, 58-13. Bront over Zephyr, 44-37. Menard over Hill County Christian, 47-2. And Menard,
2 points.
Hey, Menard, they went to 6-man this past year.
That's right. That's correct. They were one of the rare teams that moved down.
Yeah,
but
they moved down. They could have moved down a couple years ago, though, I think.
2 points?
I'm guessing Menard gave up a safety?
I guess.
That's the only way.
How weird.
No, is it?
Interception on the conversion.
Okay, yeah, no. All right. Forest over Kahoma, 21-13. Lakey over Eden, 48-8.
All right, and last night, Lubbock Coronado and Friendship played. That was a 20-14 score. Friendship's in Central's district. They go 0-1 as well. Another one, Central district. It is Central. 24-31. They lost tonight. I believe that score is actually 30-24 as Colleen Shoemaker missed that extra point at the end of the game. Eastland and Wall, 49-20. That was in Eastland, but the Wall Hawks got it done, got their first win of the season. Wow. What a week one. Week one is in the books, guys. We got a bunch of winners. We got a bunch of losers. You know who the real winners are, James? It's the people out here watching. They got all the good stuff. They got the highlights, the stats, the scores. They got everything right here on Cover One. We're going to do this every Friday from 4, 8, and 10 o'clock. You'll catch all 3 shows. James, I'm going to give you this chance right here. I want you to just get all your thoughts, get everything that you felt from this night, from this whole entire week one, and just give me your thoughts, closing thoughts. Let's do it.
All right. Central had flashes. I think they look good, but they also need to work on things, and they realize that. Christoval just took a beating. They're going to go back to the drawing board on that one. Yeah, that's That's a tough one there. Water Valley, congratulations. You and Sterling City both, moving up and putting it on teams like that is very impressive. And what were our other games there? Lakeview, congratulations, kid from the north side. Lakeview, congratulations. Other than that, another game I was interested in was Jim Ned and Holly. Jim Ned got beat, I think, 30-7.
Wow.
In that one.
Big time.
Yep. And going back to Permian, we know that Gary Gaines passed away early in the week. So, and Permian won, so that was a good Permian one for the.
All right. My final thoughts, I got to say, there's a lot of things I could grab a hold of. There's Lakeview's win, and you got to grab them when you can. There's the Little Southwest Conference, which is just a mess right now because you got Central, who's 0-1 now. You got Permian, who whipped up on Abilene big time. 27-3. You got Midland Legacy, who looked like a powerhouse tonight. We could talk about all of that. We could talk about how Water Valley looks like, they may be dominant after moving out of 6A or 6-man into 11-man. Same thing with Sterling City. We could talk about all this. But you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the heart of all this high school football, and that is it bleeds green. It bleeds green and white. And it's all from the El Dorado Eagles out there. El Dorado itself is a town, this little bitty place in the middle of nowhere with nothing around it. But there's one thing in the middle of that town, and that's a football field. And that's one thing that the El Dorado Eagles will do every single week until they tear this stadium down, until they shut the high school down. It will be a football Friday night until the end of time. And most of the time, I promise you, they will win those games every time. And so I want to say props to the El Dorado Eagles as my final thought. And my winners of tonight, El Dorado Eagles, heck of a game.
Yeah, their fans are going to let me hear about it in the comments section.
That's the point of it. All right, guys, this has been Cover 1. Another great start to a great season, an exciting season, one that I'm really excited for. So we got everyone involved. We have more streamers than ever. We got more video than ever. We got more scores than ever. It's really exciting. James, what do you think your favorite part of tonight was?
Just getting back into it. I'm new to the studio. I only did this a couple times last year, and
well, you're good. You're doing pretty damn good.
Okay, Matt, calm down.
I think it's good. Everything has to build, and we have to build this relationship in here. And week one is just like the football team.
Just like the football teams. They got to gel. We got to gel.
Come playoff time, y'all are gonna say, "Wow, look at Cover 1 now." But either way, thank you guys for watching. Remember, you can check us out Friday at 4 o'clock, and then at 8 o'clock for the halftime show, and then 10 o'clock for the post-game show. Make sure you check out every single one. Remember, this is brought to you by All-American Chevrolet, by the Autoplex. It's brought to you by Edward Jones. It's brought to you by Theman Investments. These guys. It's brought to you by Angelo Bolt. It's brought to you by all these guys. They want to bring this out here because they want you to have the best and absolute time and best experience on Friday nights, and that's what we'll bring you, so make sure you come back. Until next time, thank you for everyone here at the San Angelo Live Studios. This has been Cover 1. We'll see you next time.